Hello, I'm Reverend Rachel. I'm the vicar of St John the Baptist Church, but we're not in St John the Baptist Church today, we're in my kitchen. Because today, in Holiday Club, I am going to show you how to make bread in a bag. This, believe it or not, is going to become a loaf of bread. So you will need your bread in a bag, the dry ingredients, and you will also need some water in the cup that you've got in your bag, and you fill your cup of water up to that line marked on your cup, okay? So very carefully, you unzip the Ziploc bag. You pour inside the water. Then you zip back up the Ziploc bag, squeezing out as much of the air as you can. And then the fun begins because you squish it. Ooh, it's really good. It's very, very squishy. And we're going to squish that for about 10 minutes. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, see you in 10 minutes. So I'm back again, 10 minutes later, and the dough is all nice and squished in the bag. And it's starting to just sort of come away from the lining, from the bag. Okay, so you can see there's little pockets now of bits of the bag that haven't got dough in them. So the dough is starting to come together. So now we're going to leave this squish for about 15 minutes so the yeast can get to work. So I'll see you later in about 15 minutes, okay? Now we get to the tricky stage. We've mixed our dry ingredients together with the water. We've squished it. We've let it rest for a bit. We've squished it some more. Give it another squish for about 5 minutes. And when you've done that, open the zip and your squishy, sticky dough is ready to come out into your foil tray to go in the oven. If you can hear a bit of a buzzing noise in the background, that's my oven, which I have set to 200 degrees. That's the same as gas mark 7. So I'm going to try and get this squishy mess into the tray. This is a bit you might need some help with. So I'm going to turn the bag inside out and see what happens. Get all the dough off your bag into the tray. I should also say you need to make sure your hands are clean before you do this. Right, I think that's as much as I'm going to get here. So all my squishy dough is sort of evenly spread out now in my tray. It does look very wet, but apparently it's supposed to look like this. So there it is. And I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it. The moment of truth. My bread has baked. So I'm going to tip it out onto a wire rack. There it is. So Jesus told a story about a woman making bread, and he said the kingdom of God, God's plan for the world, is like a woman who takes some yeast and she mixes it with some flour and she makes a loaf of bread. And I suppose what that story tells us is that you only need a little bit of something wonderful and it can transform something very ordinary. We are all potentially little bits of wonderful. And if we are the people that God calls us to be, we can make everything around us wonderful too, just like a little bit of yeast in a loaf of bread. So I'm going to have a slice of this bread now with a bit of butter on it, and that will be really yummy. Bye.